All right, it's your boy Big Rich, Queens, New York City, where we get busy. A little Tuesday afternoon business. Ladies and gentlemen, come on in. Wipe your feet on the rug. It's raining today. Throw some smoke in the atmosphere. I just lit up some blue rose from the Culture Cannabis Company. Indica. Delish. Let's get right into it. This next article coming out of the New York Post by my man Ivan Simko Bednarski. Salute to you, sir. The Bronx priest whose brother was oddball Genovese crime family boss Vincent the Chin Gigante has died at age 90. May you rest in peace. The Reverend Louis Gigante, who once headed up the Southeast Bronx Community Organization and served as a city councilman in the 1970s, was known for his vociferous defense of his mafioso brother. Louis Gigante, who died last week, was described by the Post in 1975 as a priest who plays power politics instead of bingo. At the time, he told the Post of his old school party machine politics were a question of power. Quote, "People have to eat," Lewis said. Born the youngest of 5 boys to immigrant Italian parents, Gigante grew up with his family in Greenwich Village. His older brothers went on to become mobsters, with Vinny rising through the ranks of the Genovese crime family to lead the organization for decades. The mumbling, pajama-wearing Greenwich Village walking Don died in prison in 2005 after his conviction on charges of racketeering and conspiracy to kill rival mob boss John Gotti. Presiding over his brother's funeral mass, Louis Gigante said Vinny lived a Christian life and was a good man. Louis Gigante defended his brother during his trial, at which the mob boss would often appear confused, telling reporters that the Chin had suffered from a degenerative brain condition since the 1970s. When a mafia turncoat told the feds that Louis Gigante himself was a made man, testimony the informant later denied at trial, the priest was dismissive. Not a bad movie, but even Hollywood doesn't go that far, Louis quipped to the Post in 1997. As head of SEPCO, Louis Gigante was instrumental in the revitalization of one of the most impoverished sections of the Bronx, bringing relative safety and stability to a neighborhood that had literally been in ruins. But his success there caught the eye of government investigators in the 1990s who suspected the involvement of Genovese-connected contractors in SEPCO's rebuilding efforts. No charges were ever filed against Louis Gigante or his organization. Louis made headlines in the 1980s as well when he used $25,000 of his own money to bail out one of the so-called Central Park Five, a group of teenagers arrested, falsely convicted, and ultimately exonerated for the brutal rape of a Manhattan jogger. Quote, "Everyone who's so filled with anger about these suspects should ask themselves, what if it were my son? Wouldn't I want him helped?" the priest said at the time. First of all, we'd like to say rest in peace to Louis Gigante, the brother of Vincent Gigante, who was the boss of the Genovese crime family in New York City for a while. And out of all the mob stories we've ever heard and read, the fact that the Chin was walking around the village like he was mentally disabled is just one for the books, you know what I'm saying? Quick mob story. Let me know what you're smoking on. Let me know what city you're smoking in. Shout out to my boy Silo Ren, Hilco Bossman. Salute to you guys. Big Rich, Queens, business-like. We'll talk soon. Salute.